Namaste. My name is Girija. I am teaching social science. We all know that social science is divided into three parts: history, geography, and civics, including some parts of economics. In class 9th, history was divided into two sections. But in class 10th, history was divided into three sections. Section 1, events and processes, and section 2, livelihood, economies, societies, and section 3, everyday life, culture and politics. Now we move on to the section 1 in history. The first chapter, Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Please keep the textbook in front of you. The rise of nationalism. First we have to learn about the meaning of nationalism. What do you mean by nationalism? Nationalism means the patriotic feeling. Patriotic, it is a very well-known word for you people. I know. Because we are living in India. We are the patriots of this country. In every citizen are like and love their country. This is called a nationalism and the patriotism. And when you observe the textbook, the picture 1, figure 1, you can see the people holding the flag and moving towards the Statue of Liberty. First we must know the Statue of Liberty. It is in America. The Statue of Liberty recognizes the torch of enlightenment in one hand, on the other hand, the Charter of the Right of Man. Every state, every country is having their own flags. This indicates the nation and their language and the costumes. By this, we can recognize the nation easily by seeing these flags. In this picture, you have seen many of the flags. One by one, people are moving towards the Statue of Liberty. The picture what you are observing in your textbook, that was written by Soros. Soros' idea was, or his vision was, the whole world has to be like this. All the countries assembled under the Statue of Liberty. That indicates every country must have rights, must have liberty to live. As usual, we know that the Statue of Liberty indicates the enlightenment in one hand and the Charter of Right of the Man in the other hand. Now we are going to learn about what is nation. A nation is the culmination of a long past endeavors, sacrifices and devotion. These things we already learned in the history in the class 7th, 6th, and still we are learning about the history of our past. This year we are going to learn detailedly about nation state. What is nation state? It is a sense of unity, sense of development, struggle for the unity of the people for common cause. So if one country wants to develop, means all the people together they should unite and they work for the nation. Then only any country can develop. For example, even though India is a nation, all princely states were not working together. After the independence, all states were worked together with the development of the country. This is just for the example that you can understand easily while reading this lesson. For the example of nation state. Now we move on to the French Revolution. Started in 1789. The first clear expression of nationalism was started from France. France, as you would remember, was full-fledged territorial state in 1789. That means it is under the dictatorship. After the revolution, the political and constitutional changes took place in the wake of the French Revolution led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. You have already learned about the system of dictatorship. The dictatorship is governed only by the king. But in democracy, the leader is elected by the citizens of country. In the beginning, these French revolutionaries introduced various measures and practices that could create the new sense of collective identity amongst the French people. That means they want to changes in the country. The ideas of la patrie and le citoyen, the ideas of la patrie, that means fatherland, and le citoyen, that means the citizen, emphasized the notion of a united community enjoying equal rights and liberty. After the French became the democracy, the revolutionaries introduced new flag of tricolor was chosen, replaced the former royal standard. That is what was there before the flag, that was changed into another tricolor flag. The Estate General was elected by the body of active citizens and renamed as National Assembly. That means before they are not ready to elect the leaders. The citizens, they don't have a right to elect the leaders. But now, after the Estate General was elected by the body of active citizens and they are renamed as National Assembly. So how we are singing everyday Janaganamana, in the same way they too have some separate hymns. So they introduced new hymns were composed. Oaths, every day we are taking the Indian oath, right, in the assembly. In the same way, they are introduced the oath is commemorated. That means those who are sacrificed to their life for the country, they are going to remember every day their sacrifice. They started centralized administration system and put in place and formulated the uniform system of laws of all the citizens. That means every law is applicable for every citizen of the country. That means everybody is having the same laws and same system of administration. The internal custom duties and the dues were abolished. And uniform system of weights and measures is also adopted. And one more revolutionary system, what they brought it, the regional dialects were discouraged. The French is the national language, became the common national language. The revolutionaries further declared that it was the mission and the destiny. That means they have a motto, they have an aim to do all these things in the France. Their destiny was French nation to liberate the peoples to Europe from despotism. Despotism means cruelty from the administration. And they also help the Europe to become nations. And they also help other peoples to become nations. When the news of the events in France reached to different cities of Europe, students and other members, educated middle-class people, began to set up the Jacobean clubs. Their activities and campaigns prepared the way of the French armies which moved into Holland, Switzerland, Belgium and Italy much in the 1790s. With the outbreak of revolutionary wars, the French armies began to carry the idea of nationalism to the abroad also. That means they have to spread this nationalism for the other countries also. Within a span of a time, all these control come under the control of the Napoleon. He set about the introducing many of the reforms that he had already introduced in the France. That means what he has introduced in the France, the same thing he was introduced in almost all the countries which countries are under his control. After return from the monarchy, Napoleon had destroyed democracy in France, but in administrative field he had incorporated revolutionary principles in order to make the whole system more rational and efficient. To incorporate the revolutionary principles, he introduced the Civil Code of 1804. Usually this code is known as Napoleon Code. It is away with all the privileges based on birth, established equality before the law, and secured the right of property. This code was exported to the regions under the French control. In the Dutch Republic, in Switzerland, in Italy and Germany, Napoleon simplified the administrative divisions, abolished the feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. In the towns, 2 guild restrictions were removed. That means some restrictions was there before he was introduced this act. As soon as he introduced this act, that guild restriction was completely removed. Transport and communication systems were improved. The peasants, artisans, workers and new business enjoyed a newfound freedom. That means whatever they want to grow, whatever they are doing, that they have the freedom to do all these things. The business and the small-scale producers of goods in particular began to realize the uniform laws, standardized weights and measures, and common national currency that would facilitate the movement and the exchange of goods and capital from one region to another. See, simple example I will give you. If we want to grow something here, if it is sufficient for us, what we will do the remaining one? We are sending to the other countries. In the same way, before they don't have any freedom to do all these things. Now, after this Act 1804 was Code 1804 was introduced, this export system was improved and the capital town also changed from one region to another. As soon as the areas conquered, the reactions of the local population to French rule were mixed. That means every area he was ready to conquer it. The ideas of the people was mixed. Initially, in many places such as Holland, Switzerland, as well as certain cities like Brussels, Mainz, Milan and Warsaw, the French armies were welcomed to harbingers of liberty. But initial enthusiasm soon turned into hostility. That means they don't like at all. Beginning they are welcoming those things. Gradually they don't like all these systems. As it became clear that new administrative arrangements did not go hand in hand with political freedom. That means there is some discrimination between this system. Increased taxation, censorship, forced conscription into French armies required to conquer the rest of Europe all seemed outweigh the advantages of the administrative changes. Next class we will continue with the making of nationalism in Europe. Thank you, children.